What is up, everyone? This is Time to Wrestle with Suplexis. I'm Suplexis, back at it again. This is part 2 of Summerslam. The end is near. If you haven't watched part 1 already, I would go back and watch that before this. You'll have a better experience in general, I believe. But, anyways, let's get this started. Let's get this part started with a 2 out of 3 falls match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Before we get to the match, let's see how we got here. So, before I discuss that, actually, I gotta say, I'm recording this on June 25th, Sunday. So, if something happens tomorrow on Raw, I apologize, but this was done before it. So, anyways, here's my booking of how this goes. So, on Monday Night Raw, there will be a match between Nakamura, Bronson Reed, and Ricochet as they compete in a triple threat match. And in that match, Nakamura pins Bronson Reed to win. But however, after that match, Nakamura gets on the mic as he's celebrating. He looks pretty angry. He says that he feels like management is not giving him the opportunities that he would like. He says that his time is coming to an end as a wrestler and he would like to have a match with anyone on Money in the Bank. So this is kind of a shoot promo. Well, it's a work, but people will think it's a shoot, so I think this is interesting since he's complaining to management and it comes from a real place because he hasn't been getting amazing opportunities, a great push recently. But, anyways, continuing on with the story, Adam Pearce backstage informs Nakamura that the match can't be made official at the moment for Money in the Bank, but he will consider it. So now we go to SmackDown. On SmackDown, AJ Styles defeats Karrion Kross, and a similar event occurs where AJ Styles begins to complain to management that he has not been given great opportunities. He says that the only championship match he's gotten this year was the World Heavyweight title, and he thinks his worth is better than what they're giving him. So he goes back, he complains to Adam Pearce as well. So Adam Pearce tells him that he'll think about it as well for giving him a match. Now we get to Money in the Bank. At Money in the Bank, Nakamura literally kicks the door down Adam Pearce's office and he asks about a match. And just as he's about to begin complaining, AJ Styles does the same thing. And right when they lock eyes, right when they notice each other, they have an intense stare down for about a minute. And Adam Pearce just slowly, nudges his way out of there, slowly, I don't want any of this. That's what he's thinking. So now, in the coming weeks after this has occurred, Adam Pearce has sit-down interviews with Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, and in those interviews, they both challenge each other to a match at SummerSlam. And Adam Pearce, a week after these sit-down interviews, announces that they will fight each other for brand supremacy at SummerSlam, and he allows them to determine the match stipulation in the process. So both men, luckily for Pierce, have the same idea. They want a 2 out of 3 falls match because they had 3 big title matches. I'm not counting Greatest Royal Rumble because back then that was pretty much a house show. But WrestleMania and then Backlash and then Money in the Bank in 2018, they had 2 matches or 3 matches. So they decide that it should be a 2 out of 3 falls match. So even though this is a big match, as they probably should be, fans are quite skeptical about this match. The online wrestling fans, internet mercs, whatever you call them. Well, I'm one of them, I guess, so yeah. But they think about, like, is this going to be a disappointment like WrestleMania 34? That's a general consensus. But luckily for them, at SummerSlam, it is just like Wrestle Kingdom. You see that photo in the bottom row in the middle? That's the Wrestle Kingdom match. It has Wrestle Kingdom 10 written all over it. These two tear the house down. So let's go through the falls. In the first fall, AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm and then locks Nakamura in the calf pressure. And then he wins that fall. In the second fall, Nakamura hits a Kinshasa with his bad leg, but barely crawls to the pin. But now we are in the final fall. So AJ Styles is getting relatively cocky here because he hits all of his big moves or hitting the big moves. This is like an amazing match. But in the end, AJ Styles hits the Styles Clash. He covers him 1-2, but then he releases the pinfall. And he goes out on the apron to look for a phenomenal forearm. The announcers are confused by this a little bit. That AJ Styles goes for it, but he gets Kinshasa'd in midair. He gets swatted like a fly, like boom. And Nakamura wins the match. Finally, in WWE, Nakamura defeats Alan Jones Styles. So now it is time for the next match. It is for the United States Championship as Austin Theory defends his title against Grayson Waller and Cameron Grimes. But let's see how we got to this match. This all starts this coming Friday on SmackDown, where Austin Theory comes out for an impromptu US title open challenge match and Cameron Grimes accepts. They have an absolute banger out there, but in the end, Austin Theory cheats to retain and win the match. After this, Adam Pearce discusses with Austin Theory what is going on with Gunther and the Battle Royal the next week, and he asks Austin Theory if he would be cool with that idea of doing a Battle Royal for a number one contender match just like Gunther has, and Austin Theory agrees. Now we get to the Battle Royal. The final two men in the match are Cameron Grimes and Grayson Waller. It's intense. It's insane. It's crazy, I gotta tell you. But in the end, they eliminate each other at the same time. Both men hit the floor at the same time. Both of their feet hit the floor at the same time. And then Adam Pearce comes out and he comes to a conclusion on what should happen. He says that in the coming weeks, Austin Theory will defend the championship in singles matches against Grayson Waller and Cameron Grimes. However, in both of these matches, Cameron Grimes and Grayson Waller win by disqualification and countout. They don't win the title, but they win the match. So, as a solution to this big issue that is going on, Adam Pearce announces that at SummerSlam, Austin Theory will be forced to defend his title in a triple threat match against Cameron Grimes and Grayson Waller. And in this match, it is basically a showcase of the young blood, the people that are going to carry WWE into the future. It is quite amazing, I gotta tell you. There are all these amazing spots. The Nissan Stadium is going wild, but in the end, Theory gets a clean retention by pinning Grayson Waller and hitting the A-Town down. I want a clean retention for Theory because I feel like he's won by a fluke too many times now. It should be clean for once. But anyways, now that we're done discussing that match, it's time to get to an emotional one. It's time for Edge versus Logan Paul in a career-threatening match. So we begin this story at Money in the Bank. Edge comes out to the live audience in the O2 Arena. He looks quite emotional. Edge goes on to remark in amazement on how much the Money in the Bank ladder match has grown. He talks about the lineage of the match. He talks about how 18 years ago at WrestleMania 21 he won the first ever Money in the Bank match, and now it has become a Big 5 pay-per-view of its own, and it has sold out the O2 Arena. However, the fans begin to notice his demeanor changes. He says that just as this match has aged, just as this match has changed over time, so has he, so has Edge and his body. He says that he is on borrowed time and that at any moment he could be forced to retire just like he was in 2011. And then he leaves the fans with a wave. 2 nights later on Monday Night Raw, he cuts a promo and challenges anyone in the back who wants to fight him to come out and do it. Logan Paul comes out and Edge looks quite interested due to Logan Paul's amazing performance in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He asks Logan to wrestle him at Summerslam and Logan Paul accepts relatively easily. That is what Edge thinks, however, is the case. Because as Edge is leaving the ring, Logan Paul asks Edge if he thought that it would be that easy. He says that Edge must put something on the line for Logan to accept the match. Something on the line. Anything. But it has to be something big, you know. It can't just be anything, actually. It's gotta be something big. Logan Paul tells Edge that if they wrestle at SummerSlam, Edge must put his career on the line. Edge is thinking about it for moments. And then Logan Paul begins to goad him into the match. He says that Edge is washed up. He says that Edge is a thing of the past. He says Edge couldn't win a world title if his life depended on it. He says that Edge should just go back to filming for TV and movies and he could turn out like Dwayne Johnson because wrestling simply isn't for him anymore. Edge looks Logan dead in the eyes. He says, "You think I'm washed up? You think I'm a thing of the past? I'm gonna show you, Logan. I'm gonna show you what I showed Seth Rollins, what I showed Finn Balor, what I showed Roman Reigns, what I showed AJ Styles, what I showed all of them. I'm gonna show you that I am the killer. I am the Raider superstar. I am the Hall of Famer. I am Edge." And the match is made official at SummerSlam. There are more emotional promos to happen before SummerSlam, but generally the consensus is that Edge might lose this match. However, at SummerSlam, Logan Paul indeed does hit that one lucky punch on Edge. The arena goes silent. The ref goes on the mat. 1, 2, kick out! Logan Paul can't believe it. This is crazy. He hits another lucky punch. He goes for the cover, but Edge's leg is on the rope. He's losing it. He goes in the corner. He says, "I'm sorry. I hate you." A mirror, a dark mirror of what Sean said to Rick. It's kinda strange, but you know what Logan's trying to do, getting in his head. He goes for that punch. He runs at Edge. But out of a last gasp of adrenaline, Edge hits a spear. hooks the leg. 1, 2, kick out. Logan Paul kicks out. Edge can't believe it. He hits another spear. He kicks out. But then Edge's eyes go bloodshot. It's now or never. It's do or die. Edge puts Logan Paul in the crossface. The same thing he used to defeat Seth Rollins. He wrenches on Logan Paul's face. Logan Paul passes out. Your winner of the match is Edge. But coming out of the match, Edge does not look like a winner too much. He limps backstage. He's dazed. He's crawling. His career might be on borrowed time. He escaped tonight with the crossface. Logan Paul got cocky. He went in the corner to do it. But how much longer could this ride last? Who knows? It's time for our next match, though. And this match is for the WWE Women's Championship, or as the title belt says, the Undisputed Women's Championship for some reason. Yeah. Trips, you gotta fix that. But anyways, let's get to this story. This coming week on SmackDown, Asuka and Charlotte Flair are in a heated battle for the Women's Championship. But in the closing moments of the match, Asuka provokes Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair is not too happy about this. Asuka throws Charlotte into Bianca. And then Asuka chucks Charlotte back in the ring. Asuka hits a kick on Charlotte. She's about to win. Bianca causes a disqualification. The O2 Arena is not very happy with this. They boo the heck out of her. After this match, Bianca Belair storms into Adam Pearce's locker room and again asks Adam Pearce to put him in a title match, or put her in a title match. And Adam Pearce once again says that he's thinking of a solution. He's going nuts at this point with all the stress going into Money in the Bank with everything going on. And now, let's go to Money in the Bank. Boom! So at Money in the Bank, as I said, after Becky Lynch beats up Trish Stratus in the crowd, she goes in back into the ring, back into the match. And she starts attacking Io Sky. She lays out a ladder on the side of the ring. Wait, whoa. Oh yeah. I need, explainer, tell them what I mean by lays out the ladder. Okay. Hello, I'm the explainer. So, what Suplexis means by laying out the ladder on the side of the ring. So, the bottom part of the ladder, the bottom of the legs will be laid out on the apron, and the top of the ladder will be laid out on the barricade. So, it will be perpendicular to the ring. There you go. Thank you, explainer. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, anyways, Becky Lynch does lay Io Sky out on the ladder on the side of the ring, and it appears that Becky Lynch is gonna go for a leg drop, a big top rope leg drop through the ladder. But as she is about to do it, Bayley appears. She's right beside Becky Lynch, but she doesn't do anything. She just stares at Becky Lynch. And then Becky Lynch shrugs her shoulders. She does a leg drop through the ladder. And Bayley just watches as it happens with no expression. And then as Becky Lynch is trying to get back into the ring through the wear and tear with Trish Stratus brawling, putting Zoe through a ladder, jumping off the top rope through a ladder, she makes it into the ring. but she's pretty much limp at this point. Bailey checks her out the ring. She scales the ladder. Everyone's down. She wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now we fast forward to SmackDown. On SmackDown, Adam Pearce, due to Bianca Belair interfering and being relentless in her chase for Asuka, he's about to announce a triple threat match for SummerSlam for the WWE Women's title, but before she could, Bayley comes out. Bayley then convinces Adam Pearce that Io Sky deserves a women's title match for all the hard work for nearly winning the women's Money in the Bank match. And though this may seem safe to Io Sky, though this may seem nice, it is in reality a ploy to prevent Io from getting even more infuriated at Bayley. Then Adam Pearce decides to announce a big tag team match in the main event between Damage Control, Io Sky and Bayley, and Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. But if Control wins this match, Io Sky will be added into the SummerSlam bout and it will be a four-way. In the end, due to Charlotte and Bianca being at each other for so long, Io Sky gets in that match. And now, let's talk about the match itself. Now that I talked about the setup. We are at SummerSlam. This match is amazing. There are crazy spots. The first time we ever see Bianca and Charlotte in a ring together going at each other. It is crazy, but at the closing stages of the match, Charlotte and Asuka are now brawling with each other and they put each other through a table, the announce table. There is a big table spot. Let's see, Charlotte does a moonsault off the top rope. It is insane. But at this moment, Bianca Belair scans the environment. She chucks Io Sky into the ring. She hits Io with a KOD and goes for the cover. She's gonna win that title. 1, 2. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bayley pulled the ref out of the ring. This is crazy. And now Bianca Belair is infuriating. She is infuriated. And she is about to beat up Bayley. But all of a sudden, something strange happens. Bayley pulls the briefcase under the ring. Apparently, she hid it under the ring. She chucks it at the announce table. And she yells, "Cash in, cash in, cash in. I'm doing it. Ring the bell. It's a four-way." And as she's yelling that, Bianca Belair comes out right after that happens and she hits another KOD. Wait, she doesn't hit a KOD, sorry. She hits a clothesline on Bayley. And then she goes in the ring. She hits a second KOD on Io Sky. 1, 2. No, Bayley throws her out the ring. Bayley throws Bianca out. She pins Io Sky. Bayley is the new WWE Women's Champion. What just happened? Now it is time for the next match. This next one is for the World Heavyweight Championship as Seth Rollins defends his title in a fatal four-way against Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. So at Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins beats Finn Balor after targeting the shoulder he injured at SummerSlam in 2016. There's a spot in the match where it looks like Finn's shoulder got badly injured, and then Seth hits a curb stomp on his shoulder. I know that's a strange spot. I don't know. Like, just imagine it, just picture it. He curb stomps his shoulder instead of his head. There we go. And then he curb stomps his face. He wins the title. So the next 2 nights later on Raw, Finn Balor comes out and demands a rematch. He says that he refuses to let his shoulder being torn in half stunt his momentum again. He says that Summerslam 2016 was supposed to be the greatest night of his life, but it was his downfall, and he's not going to let another shoulder injury turn into his downfall once again. He says that he needs to win that title match once again. And then Adam Pearce comes out, as you could probably see by the rest of the matches in this video, the setups, everything going on Raw and SmackDown. Adam Pearce is extremely stressed out. He says, okay, I'm going to have 2 one-on-one matches, and the winner of those 2 one-on-one matches will have a one-on-one match in the main event. And then he leaves, sweating like crazy due to everything going on. In the main event, however, Damian Priest and Finn Balor make it to the finals. They outlast everyone. They outlast their opponents, I should say. And then they have an amazing match. However, one thing to notice is Damian Priest is going a bit more stiff on Finn Balor. He's wrestling a bit more stiff. Chucks him into the barricade. The Judgment Day even come out. They try to pull Damian off, but Damian says, don't worry. I'm not doing this because I hate Finn or anything. I'm doing this because that title belongs to me and me alone. He's out for that title. He really wants it. But in the end of the match, Damian Priest hits South of Heaven on Finn Balor. 1, 2. Drew McIntyre returns. He gets that Claymore on Damian as he's pinning Balor. And then he makes his intentions known that he wants that championship. And now, as Adam Pearce is trying to find a solution, as he is even more stressed out, Seth Rollins tells Pearce that it's okay, that he'll handle it in a Fatal 4-Way match. He'll take on all of them. And Pearce says, you made my job a lot easier, man. Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. So now we get to SummerSlam. This match is amazing. As you know, Seth Rollins had a classic with the Damian Priest on Raw. He had a classic with Finn at Money in the Bank. Heck, even that Money in the Bank 2020 no fans Seth versus Drew WWE title match was pretty good. He's had great matches with all of them. But now we gotta get to the end of this match. So the end of this match at SummerSlam, Damian Priest hits Finn Balor with the South of Heaven, but as he is about to win, all of a sudden Dominic pops up. He breaks up the pin. What the heck is going on? Judgment Day turns on Damian Priest. They're beating the heck out of them as they try to get Finn to win. However, Seth and Drew McIntyre hits a super kick and a Claymore respectively to take Finn out. And then Drew McIntyre, he clotheslines Seth out of the ring. And then he hits a Claymore on Finn Balor. He's about to win 1-2, but just like Bayley did in the last 4-way, there's a similarity. Seth Rollins steals the pin from Drew McIntyre and pins Finn Balor to win and retain. Now we are on to the final match. The last match of the show. It's heated. It's been going on for years. In the background, you can see snapshots of this entire rivalry, but the main event. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, undisputed title. Let's see how we got here from the point we're at. Now, I could explain the history, but it would take me a long time, trust me. So, I implore you to go on YouTube, search up the history of the bloodline. Superkick Studios, that YouTuber, he made a great video about the bloodline, the history of the bloodline, and all the arcs going on. I recommend you watch that if you wanna know more about the bloodline. before you watch this segment. You could click off, watch that, come back if you want. But anyways, I'm gonna go from where we're at right now. So Money in the Bank, it has already been announced. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso are gonna fight Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns in the tag team match. At the closing stage of this match, by the way, they put on an awesome match, as Roman always does, my boy. But anyways, in the closing stage of this match, Jimmy and Solo getting a brawl on the ramp. They're in a bloody rivalry right now. It seems like, at least. Well, I'm saying it seems like because, let's face it, Solo's just a puppet of Roman at this point. But anyways, they get in a brawl. But on the announce table, all of a sudden, Jay hits a super kick on Roman Reigns. He goes to the top. He hits a Uso splash on Roman through the table. Michael Cole is losing it. The ref is counting, however. 7, 8, 9. Jay gets in. 10. Oh my gosh. Jey Uso beat Roman. It might not be by pin or submission, but he beat Roman. In the tag matches, Roman was never legal when they lost. Roman was legal. He definitively beat Roman Reigns. However, as you can see from the rest of Roman's run, he doesn't get happy with stuff like this. Now, by the way, I'm gonna be voice acting for Roman and Jay in the promos. So Friday we get a promo. Roman comes out. He says, No one beats the tribal chief. I don't get beaten. Wise man, I don't get beaten. My tribal chief, you're correct. Wise man, I don't get beaten. I don't get beaten. I don't get beaten. No one beats the tribal chief. No one beats Roman Reigns. I'm the best. I'm the best. That wasn't me. That was Solo. I'm the best. I'm the best. I don't get beaten. No one beats me. No one has my number. Nobody. I defeat all of them. Nobody. No one. I sit at the top of the island of relevancy. I'm the champion. I'm the best. I got the title. I got the over 1,000-day title reign. This matters to me. This matters. Nobody beats me until I lose this title. And then Solo gets on the mic. My tribal chief, with all due respect, you got beaten at Money in the Bank. Jey Uso, he put you through the table. He beat you. Roman's like, no, 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 no. You know what? You know what? You didn't beat me. I beat myself. You know what? Nobody beats the tribal chief. No one beats the tribal chief and gets away with it. Jey Uso, I'm demanding you accept my challenge for SummerSlam. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna humble you. Just like I did when we were kids. Just like I have been doing for the past 3 years. I'm gonna humble you. I'm gonna smash you. I'm gonna destroy you. I want you at SummerSlam for my title. I'm gonna get you at SummerSlam. Jey Uso comes out. He says, Roman Reigns, you know what I've discovered? And by the way, I accept your challenge, but you know what I've discovered? If you would just listen to me, if you would have listened to me, if you would have listened to Jimmy, none of this would have happened. If you listened to me, Sami Zayn would have never been in the bloodline. If you listened to me, you would have never gotten that chair to your back that set all of these events in motion. If you listened to me, we wouldn't have lost the tag team titles. We wouldn't have had a Sami Zayn problem. We might have had a Kevin Owens problem, but that would have been taken care of easily. Solo wouldn't have been pinned. We would have been on top of the world. If you listened to me, if you shut down your ego for one damn minute and actually showed some humility, actually listen to someone else, we wouldn't have never been in this situation. If you actually respected your family like you claim you do, we wouldn't have been here. Then Roman says, what did you say about my ego? Say I got an ego. I'm doing this to protect you. If it wasn't for me, you'd be nothing. You'd be nothing. You'd be nothing but a tag team wrestler for life. You would have never made it on the WrestleMania card, let alone main eventing the show. You would have never main evented War Games. You would have never gotten a world title opportunity. You would have never been main eventing. So you should be the one kissing my feet. You should be the one kicking your brother in the face. You should be the one doing all this. I shouldn't have to. Solo shouldn't have to. It should be you. You have that burden. Join us, you scoundrel. Jay says, Roman, this is the problem with you. You're not the poison. That title is. And that wise man is. But honestly, when I think about even more than that wise man, you're the poison. I get Paul Heyman goes with whoever's champion, and that's the reason I've always hated him. Because I know when you lose that title, Paul Heyman's gonna leave you, man. It's inevitable. But the sad thing at this point, Roman, that title hasn't created your legacy. It might have created your legacy when it comes to the record books for WWE, but it's tarnished your legacy within the family. Like, at this point, Roman, honestly, you losing your title might not even be the reason that Heyman leaves the bloodline. Your poison, your poisonous effect on the roster due to having that title for so long, it's gonna lead you to kicking out your wise man when things get tough. It's gonna lead Solo to walking out on you. Solo might even super kick you like the Jimmy and I have done already. At SummerSlam, I take the burden off your shoulders. I beat you for that title. I humble you, 'cause you're the one that needs humbling. We'll be happy once again. Roman cuts him off. Happy, happy. Only thing that makes me happy in this world is this championship. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. No, no. Most people, most people don't matter. I mean, most people. This title does. The following weeks, they engage in heated promos like this. But now we get to SummerSlam. Before the match happens, Jay sends Jimmy backstage. Solo gets sent backstage by Roman. Roman and Jay agree that this matter should be settled between the two of them instead of having all the bloodline out there to create chaos. It's a match between the two of them. However, before they enter, Sami Zayn comes up to Jey Uso. He says, "Do you need me out there, my Usi man? Do you need me out there, my bro, my man, dog? Do you need me out there?" And Jey says, "No, I gotta take care of this myself. I gotta end Roman. No one else can but me." Then Paul Heyman comes up to Roman. He says, "Hey man, you need my help out there, my tribal chief?" Roman says, "Of course, is that even a question? Come out there. You're my wise man. You should always be out there." And then they make their way down. At this match, when the bell rings, it steals the show. I'm telling you, it might even be it is a match of the year candidate. Well, let's get to the end of the match. Two spears have happened, two Uso splashes, bunch of kickouts, tables broken. It has Clash Champions Hell in a Cell written all over it. You get that emotional punch in the match as well at various points. But at the end of the match, Jay is setting up for a third and final super kick, perhaps, in the corner. But Paul Heyman yanks his leg. The only interference in this entire match by Paul Heyman. Roman takes advantage, hits a third spear to retain. Hello, this is Triple H once again. Suplexis, what the hell? What the hell? It's supposed to be a happy ending. Come on, man. Why didn't Jay win the title? Oh my gosh. Ah. Okay, Trips. Just wait. Just wait. Okay? Just wait. So now we are after the match, and Jimmy comes out to check on Jay to make sure he's alright. And Roman watching this from above. He signals for Solo Sikoa to come out. Roman then asks Solo to spike Jimmy Uso, but Solo doesn't. Roman tells him to do it again, but Solo doesn't. "My tribal chief, we've done enough." Roman yells at him, "You're my enforcer, Solo. You're not their brother, you're my enforcer. Hit the spike on Jimmy and Jay." He refuses. Roman says, "Fine, you know what? I'll do it myself. But I want you to stand there beside Jay. Stand there and watch as I finish the job." Roman sets up. Ooh! He runs through the spear. However, it's as if time stops in Nissan Stadium. Solo Sikoa hits a spike on Roman Reigns. A miraculous twist happens. The crowd goes nuts. And then Solo Sikoa picks up Jimmy and Jay, and all three Usos leave together. And Roman Reigns then demands for Paul Heyman to come in the ring. After he gets back to his feet, Paul Heyman comes in the ring. Roman tells Heyman to bring the Usos back out, to bring Solo back out. He demands for Heyman to do that, and Heyman says it's too late, my tribal chief. Roman then berates Heyman over and over. He says, "You're nothing without me. What are you gonna do? You gonna go to Raw, Heyman? You gonna go to Raw? You gonna leave your tribal chief? You gonna find another person to use? You gonna go with Gunther? You gonna go back to Lesnar? You gonna go with Raw's champion Seth Rollins?" And Damon says, "You know what? Jimmy was right. Jay was right. They're right to walk out on you. And I'm gonna do that too." And now Roman Reigns is alone. He sits down in the ring. Just like Cody did at WrestleMania, the closing image, him crying after he lost the match. Roman starts to cry in the ring. He walks out in tears. He says to himself, "I'm the tribal chief, I'm the tribal chief." Now, the show ends here, but there's something after. On the press conference, Byron Saxton comes out doing his usual thing, the CEO, the COO, but then Cody's music hits. He keeps it short and sweet, however, what he says. He says, Roman Reigns is now a chief without a tribe. Like I said before WrestleMania, he's a chief without a tribe. And sooner or later, he will be a Roman without a reign. This is no longer just my story to finish. I am no longer finishing my story, but now I am finishing Roman Reigns' story. Cody leaves. The press conference goes on from here. Nothing crazy happens after. Well, Suplexis, I have begun to realize something. I said after WrestleMania, the story never ends. And you have truly embodied that. You have done well, Suplexis. I will take this storytelling into consideration for SummerSlam. Paul Levesque, signing out. Well, that's some good news. Well, anyways, thank you for watching this two-parter. I am sorry that the other video I published earlier did not work entirely. If you saw that, it did not work. It just went to black. I apologize for that. But anyways, I have one more thing to say. This is a surprise, and it is truly meant to be. So, in the video, as you could see, if you watch the video, I put up various TV screens. And I've got a question for all of you. 2 questions. First, I want you to tell me in the comments which match card for that matter had a picture of CM Punk in the background on one of the TV screens. Did you see CM Punk? And if you did, which match was he in? Second one, I want you to name every non-WWE wrestler you see. I'll give you a hint. If you look at the top row and the second TV, you can see one of them. But anyways, I practically just gave you 2 wrestlers. There may be more, there may not be, but there's a little challenge. But anyways, this has been Suplexis. I hope you enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.